sore throat, or I get a cold. Do we know anybody like that? Some of us do. Yes? Raise your hand. Okay? How many of us say, oh, no, I can't eat that because as soon as I eat that, I get a stomach ache or I get the runs? And so how many times have you said that? Every time you think about that food, guess what? You believe it to be true, and it becomes your reality. Right? It becomes your reality. And yoga talks about that congruence. We have to stay in congruence. We cannot be out of congruence in our mind, our body, and our spirit. It's interesting because a lot of people will tell me, I coach entrepreneurs, and they'll tell me they're ready to make it happen. They're ready to be who they're supposed to be. They're ready to take that 5-figure income to a 6-figure income. But then all of a sudden, what they say and what they do are completely different.
Are you still accepting crashers?
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
There's no room. What they say and what they do. So they're out of congruence. Does that make sense? So then they wonder why things don't happen as they want them to happen. But remember that I told you, and you want to write this down, and you probably already have, you will always attract what? Big letters here, what you are being not, big letters here, what you want. Question? Comment?
No, I was thinking of how a lot of people in relationship have a relationship problem. And I was thinking about what you just said.
In relationships, it works.
Yes.
Yes, everything is a relationship in this world. So yes, it works that way. If you're not, I mean, it's interesting because I do work with men mostly who are having issues with relationships. And at wife number 4, this man says to me, I had to understand, this one was like this one was like that one was like this one was like that. And I said, what's the only constant in that equation?
Him.
Right? He looked at me and he was like shocked that I would say that. There's only one constant in that equation. Right? The variable is the woman. The constant, for those of you that know algebra, the constant is him. Right? So he was attracting, perfect example, what he was being, not what he wanted. So yoga tells us this. We must know exactly what it is we want and then learn how to become that. Does that make sense? So let me give you an example, a very simplistic example. When I decided, and I was in high school when I decided this, I decided that I wanted people to describe me as successful, creative, and intelligent. Okay? So I then wrote I wrote down, what did a successful person look like in my eyes? What did a successful person act like in my eyes? What did a not blocking the door, huh? What did a successful person carry herself like? What did a creative person look like? What did a creative person, do? What did all of those things, the three things? And then I figured out how to be that. Because there's another law that says be, do, have. If I be successful, I do successful, I have successful. Does that make sense? But, let's say, to me, successful didn't mean that. Successful to me meant that I would do whatever it took even when it got uncomfortable. So I wouldn't allow myself to get comfortable. So coming out of high school, I went to the counselor, just to give you a little aside, I went to the counselor and I said, I don't know what I want to be, but I know I want to go to college because I will be the first one, the first female in all of both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side, to be a college graduate. That was a lot for me. Okay? So the counselor looked at me, took one look at me, and he said, oh, you could probably be an executive secretary. I looked at him and I said, oh, you really don't know me, do you? And he goes, why? And I said, because I suck at typing. I really suck. I said, I can't type worth beans. I can't get past 20 words, and I have to look at them. And he looked at me and he thought that was funny. And I said, no, tell me where I can go and what college and this and that. And he said, oh, Southwestern College, because it was still around when I was a kid, when I was in high school, guys. Southwestern College is the best bet for you. But you can start at adult school and then move over. So my girlfriend, one of my very best friends, they used to call us Salt and Pepper. Totally white. I used to call her Ghost. She would try to tan, but it just wouldn't work, right? She was totally blonde, not even blonde. She was white. She was towhead. And so I said, Tracy, I said, walk into the counselor. We have the same counselor. I said, and go over there and tell him you don't know what you want to be. Exact same words. Don't know what you want to be, and where can he guide you to? So he took one look at her. She comes out, and she was red as a beet. And I said, what did he tell you? And she says, he said I could be anything I wanted to be. He said that I should go to San Diego State, and I should apply at UCSD, and I should apply at all these other places. I said, really? And I said, awesome. So I made another appointment, and I said to him, what is it? I don't know what I want to be, but I want some guidance from you. Where do you think I could be? I was giving him a second chance. And he looked at me and he said, well, we talked about this before. He goes, you would really be a really good secretary. Now, really, tell me why I would be a good secretary. I told you I suck at typing. And so he looked at me and he didn't say anything. And I said, well, my friend Tracy just came to see you, and you told her she could be anything she wanted to be, and you gave her the application to San Diego State, UCSD,